Yes. So Consumer Protection Act 1986, it has to be remembered. Everybody will learn it that Consumer Protection is 1986. Now, what is Consumer Protection Act? Set up to protect and promote consumer interest. Means it is a body organized by the government to protect the interest and benefit of consumers. If there is some wrong activity going on against of consumers, or there is some exploitation of consumers, then in such case the government can take step against of such person. Okay. um, and promote consumer interest also. How the government promotes consumer protection, consumer interest, means by making so many of the rules, so many of the laws, that no company, no manufacturer or seller can do fraud activities. If any producer or seller will be found in involved in such activities, and then in such case the government will take step against of them. Okay. Now, second one is recognizes consumer rights. It is important, and Consumer Protection Act has defined, clearly defined the consumer rights. What are the consumer rights and how the consumers must utilize, must use their, apply their rights. ऐसे नहीं कि कहीं भी जाकर के आप लड़ने लग जाएं, this is not the right, but actually how to apply the system, the way of applying rights is given in Consumer Protection Act. And the penalties, punishments, and the type of fraud activities, everything is mentioned in Consumer Protection Act, that what type of activities are considered and will be considered as fraud activities, wrong activities, unfair trade practices, and what type of activity is, what type of penalty or punishment is put on the defaulter person, or defaulter producer or seller, and what are the consumer rights, how the consumer should be aware. All these things are given in the Consumer Protection Act. Okay. Now let's see redressal agencies. Government has put, see here what it is given: consumer interest, protect and promote consumer interest through a speedy and inexpensive redressal of grievances. That means if there is a fraud of 50 rupees, there is a fraud of 500 rupees, then what the people do? Obviously, they do not want to, just because of 50 rupees, 100 rupees, or 500 rupees, they do not want to go court. They do not want to appoint an advocate for them. They do not want to spend so much of time and so much of money. That is why this redressal system is also formed, so that speedy justice can be given and inexpensive. That means without so many, without payment of any fee, you can file your complaint. No need of any lawyer or any advocate to for your case. Just go and file a complaint against it, and the redressal agencies will automatically do the investigation, and afterwards the judgment will be given to you. So speedy also, it is very speedy, क्योंकि 500 या 50 rupees या 100 rupees या 200 rupees के केस के लिए nobody will wait for 20-50 years, है ना? तो speedy and inexpensive redressal grievance. Let's see what the redressal system they have produced. Redressal agencies set up a three-tier agency to address consumer grievances. Consumer problems या consumer complaints को sort out करने के लिए there is a setup of three-tier agency produce किया है. Okay. Tomorrow we will learn about what is this three-tier redressal agency. Now, next one is scope of the Act. What is the scope of Consumer Protection Act 1986? It is applicable to all type of undertakings. That means all type of organizations will come under it. In Consumer Protection Act, every type of organization, whether it is a profit earning organization, it is a non-profit earning organization, it is a social welfare organization, whatever type of organization it is, if there is any type of group of people, Then the agencies, this Consumer Protection Act will consider it and will take the corrective actions. So it is applicable to all type of organizations. Next one is large and small scale. This Protection Act, Consumer Protection Act, is applicable to every type of company, whether it is a large scale company or a small scale company. Okay. Next one is whether it is a public company or private company or cooperative sector. If the complaint is received, then Consumer Protection Act will take step against of such organizations. What type of organization it is? No matter. No matter that what type of organization it is. Okay? So next one is manufacturer to trader or trader, whether it is a manufacturing organization or a trader company or a small seller. Any type of people, any type of organization will come under consumer protection. Firms supplying goods as well as services. Services and goods, everything will come under this. So, scope of the Consumer Protection Act is that every type of organization, whether it is a small or large, private, public, cooperative, manufacturer, seller, or services supplier or good supplier, any type of person he is, but the it will come under Consumer Protection Act. Now the important topic is meaning of consumer. What is meaning of consumer? Who is the consumer? According to yes, meaning of consumer, any person who buys any goods for a consideration for any purpose. If a person purchases goods, then it is called consumer. Okay, if any person purchases anything for any purpose, no matter for what purpose he is purchasing, whether he is purchasing for final consumption, ultimate consumption, or whether he is purchasing for some industrial use, any type, any use, if he is purchasing, then he will be called a consumer. It includes any user of such goods with the approval of the buyer. So it include consumer category includes user of such goods, जो भी उस goods को use करेगा, ठीक है, with the approval of buyer. Buyer के approval से, what does it mean buyer approval? That means suppose I purchased something and you will use that book. I purchased a book and you will use that book. So I am the buyer with my approval. If you are using that book, then you are called consumer. Okay, you have not you didn't purchase that book, I purchased that book, but with my due permission you are using that book, so you are the consumer. So any person who is consuming or who is using or purchasing the goods are called consumers. But it is not, it does not include a person who obtain goods for resale or any commercial purpose, then he is not called a consumer. Suppose there is a retailer, if there is a retailer and he purchases book, if a retailer purchases book, then for resale purpose, afterwards I purchase from that retailer, so from manufacturer that retailer will not be a consumer. I am the consumer or you are the consumer because you, I purchased that book not for retail purpose, and you are consuming, you are using that book, so you are the consumer and me, we both are consumer, but not the retailer. The person who uses, who purchases goods for resale purpose or commercial purpose is not considered in consumer category. Next one is any person who avails any services. The same thing, it was given for, the statement was given for goods and the same statement is given regarding services. Any person who avails services for a consideration is called consumer. It includes any beneficiary of such services, but it does not include a person who avails such services for any commercial purpose. If a person is using these services, then it is called consumer. But if a person uses these services for commercial purpose, then it is not called consumer. For example, there is a taxi transportation agency and A hires a taxi. For what he hires? One case is if he hired the taxi for his own use. then it is okay, he is considered consumer. But if A hires the taxi for B, and after hiring this taxi he will give on rent to B, ठीक है, B will consume it. B से उसने किराया लिया है, A ने किराया लिया, तो A what he is doing, like goods he is reselling the services. In such case A is not the consumer. Okay, so same sentence is written, first one is regarding goods and second one is regarding services. Now the new important topic is rights of a consumer. This is important topic, most important, you will mark most important on this topic. ठीक है, yes, so one by one we will learn all these rights. Let's see. First one is right to safety. One question of 3 or 4 marks is compulsorily given in your exam. Rights of the consumers, or define these two rights of the consumers. Okay? So clearly you will have to learn their headlines. If headlines are not given, you may have to write yourself. If headlines are given and it is said explain, then you will have to explain it. Okay, so explanation plus headline, both the things you will have to learn properly, and very much important it is. Let's start with the first right. First right is right to safety. Consumer has the right to be protected against products. Right to safety means consumer has a right to ask, to purchase, to raise the question regarding the security of the, regarding the safety of the product and safety of ourselves. Suppose in Diwali season we purchase crackers, then is it safe or not, it is your right to ask. And if the shopkeeper do not give you right answer, if he says that yes of course it is safe, and afterwards it is found unsafe, then in such case you can file a case on seller. ठीक है, सो आप कभी भी क्रैकर वाले से पूछेंगे तो वो यही कहेगा जी क्रैकर तो कोई से भी सेफ नहीं होते, बच्चों को अपने सामने ही चलवाने चाहिए, बड़ों की निगरानी में चलाने चाहिए, हाथ में नहीं चलाने चाहिए. He will give us so much of the instructions, but he will never consider that crackers are safe, है ना. तो such type of things. If you are purchasing an electronic device, then you must check ISI mark. If it is not mentioned on that electronic device, ISI mark is the quality measure which is given by government. To all electronic items, ISI mark is given by the government by after checking quality of the product, whether it is safe or not. Suppose we are purchasing an electronic device and there is no ISI mark on it, then you can ask the question about ISI mark. और shopkeeper क्या कहता है, अजी ये तो सब बेकार की चीजें हैं, है ना. Then it is your responsibility not to purchase such type of product. So on every product government has put some marks, some different marks, and you should know about it. You must check on it whether the quality mark is there or not. Now see, has the right to protection against products and services which are hazardous to health and life. Okay, this is the one of the example is given, should use ISI marked electronic devices. Suppose you are purchasing gold. In gold, hallmark is given. If on gold jewelry hallmark is not put on that jewelry, then don't purchase, because it may be cheated. If it says that it is 24 karat gold or 22 karat gold, then there may be a cheating regarding it. That is why it is important to check the quality mark, and we should know different type of product quality marks. Next one is right to be informed. Means Consumer has a right to get the complete information about the product. Before purchasing the product, he is having complete right to get the complete information about the product. Whether what is the use of it, when it was manufactured, when it was, if it is written, then it is okay. You can write yourself. If you don't know how to read, if you don't know how to read, then you may ask from the seller, and seller will, it is the responsibility of him to give all information correctly. When it was manufactured, sometimes label is not put on that product, है ना? Labeling must be there, sometimes labeling is not there. So it should be, information must be given. Labeling, what the function of labeling? Labeling gives us information about the product. What is the usage? What the precaution must be taken before using it? Everything. What the price is the tax included or excluded? Everything, whatever queries we have before purchasing, we can ask from the seller, and seller can't deny to give us information. Seller's responsibility it is to give us complete information about that product. Now, next one is, third one is right to choose. What is right to choose? That consumer having full right to choose the product of his own choice. The shopkeeper can't force him. Here there is the descriptions, the explanations are very small given, but in your book it is given completely. So it is the consumer's right that whatever he wants, he will choose that product, and any shopkeeper or producer can't force him to purchase the product. Suppose I want a red dress, and the owner says, no, you should purchase blue dress. Why should I purchase blue dress? And he will force me, he will not ready to give me red dress. Why? If I like red dress, of course I will purchase red. Why should I purchase blue? He can't force me. Okay. Next one is right to be heard. Right to be heard means consumer has a right to file a complaint. Generally students do mistake in this heard concept, that उसे सुना जाना चाहिए और पता नहीं क्या क्या बोलते हैं वाइवे के टाइम पर. So clearly mind it that consumer has a right to file a complaint, and his complaint must be heard. And in case if there is some dissatisfaction, then satisfactory justice must be given to that consumer. This is the right to be heard. But first of all, he must have to file a case against of such sellers. If he will not raise his voice, he will not file any complaint, then who will listen? How the government will give you justice? Nahi na? So it is the right of a consumer to file a complaint. Next one is right to seek redressal. Consumer has a right to complain and to get a redressal. Remedy also is to be given to him. If it is dangerous for his life, then some compensation must be given. If it is it has given some harm to his body, to his house, or anything, then its compensation must be given. If the product is not working properly, then product must be replaced. So this is the different topic, that what type of redressal must be given. But the important thing is right to seek redressal. Consumer has a right to get relief. If he, in case of, if he files case, then consumer has a right to get complete relief and justice. Okay, that is why government also has formed three-tier redressal system, in which he can file a case and he can get the justice. And the last one is right to consumer education. Consumer has a right to acquire knowledge and to be well informed about the product. Okay, so consumer has a right to get to acquire knowledge about the product. He must have to be aware. If he wants to know something about the product, he must, and the producer or seller must have to give information. Suppose I don't want to purchase washing machine, but if I go in a washing machine store and I ask some questions, then it is the moral responsibility. The seller knows that I don't want to purchase washing machine, but I want to ask some information regarding the new technology. Then it is the seller's responsibility to give me information about all that new technology. It is his responsibility. I have a right to get education, whether I want to purchase the product or not. But If I want to know something, it is his responsibility to give me the information, to give me the education, give me the knowledge about the product. The government of India has included consumer education in a school curriculum. Okay, in school curriculum also government has included. See, in your syllabus this chapter is given, that is why. Okay, so this is a live example. Is making use of media to make consumer aware of their rights. It is consumers awareness के लिए so many steps government has taken, even it is included in the educational curriculum also. That is why this chapter is found in your VST syllabus. Okay, this is the live example. Now rights are over. I think this much is sufficient for everyone for today. This is okay. Tomorrow we will continue with another topic.